Catching the flu can disrupt your everyday life in so many ways, and with flu season just around the corner, you'll want to be doing everything possible to avoid the virus. So tell me, Matthew, where can I get the flu vaccine to avoid catching the flu virus?
So the flu vaccine is available from pharmacy. It's also available for at your GP as well, and it can be available free of charge at your GP for people who fit certain criteria. Generally speaking, they're the older demographic, over 65, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders can get access to free flu vaccine each year.
And people with chronic conditions.
Chronic conditions, that's right. Pharmacies are an access point for flu vaccination as well, and there's pharmacists who have done training to be able to do their administer flu vaccination as well.
So how old do you have to be to receive the flu vaccine in pharmacy?
Pharmacists can vaccinate people for the flu vaccine from 10 years and up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it true that the flu vaccine can give you the flu?
It may give you some symptoms or flu-like symptoms, possibly. With any kind of vaccine, it can cause a little bit of localised pain and potentially some fever as the body reacts to the to what's been given.
Because it's a smaller dose of that virus, isn't it, that you get injected?
Kind of. Yeah.
So obviously, if you don't want to use the vaccine, which many of us don't want to get the flu vaccine, how can we avoid the flu from home, doing it the natural way?
Yeah. There's a few simple ways. Practically, obviously, practice good hygiene. That's washing your hands regularly and avoiding touching your eyes, nose and mouth. As that's a really easy way for virus to be transmitted, or cold and flu symptoms to be transmitted. Social contact is another way that people obviously can pick up cold and flu virus, so avoiding that if possible, and boosting your immune system. So there's a few ways to do that. Zinc and vitamin C are really good ways to help boost your immune system. There's also some other supplements and herbs that are useful to help boost your immune system, like echinacea and astragalus as well.
So you've covered what we can do to avoid the flu naturally, but what if we do, in fact, get a cold or flu? Mm-hmm. What medically can you help us out with?
Yeah.
And on a natural point of view as well.
Yeah, that tends to happen, and usually most people get a cold or some sort of flu-type symptoms once a year. So we've got the traditional ways of helping relieve symptoms, basically, of cold and flu. That's paracetamol, Nurofen, decongestants and so forth. That will help, and cough mixtures and things like that will help to kind of relieve the symptoms of the cold and flu. So we can use those where appropriate, and your pharmacist will be able to help you with that. There's also a lot of natural remedies that can help reduce the duration and symptoms of cold and flu as well that you might experience. So things like vitamin C, zinc, echinacea, astragalus, those types of things are really useful to help in those instances as well to boost the immune system.
And Mario's range has some immune tonic and a whole heap of great.
That's right.
It's a great range as well.
Yeah, so we can provide you some advice on all those things as well.
So there you have it. If you follow all of Calanna's flu-free tips, you should be able to steer clear of the flu, whether you go for the vaccination side of things, the natural way, or through the medical way as well. But sometimes catching the flu is just unavoidable, especially if you have children who haven't quite built up their immunity. So skip the doctor's queues this year, and you can book your family's flu shots in with Calanna, or if you are worried about the flu, come in and see them about how you can boost your immune system, or if you've sadly caught it, how you can fight it off.